Catterall and Regis Prograis are set to face off on August 24th, and it's going to be a fight to watch. Both have lost to Josh Taylor, but Catterall bounced back with a win in their rematch, while Prograis now has something to prove. Let's see what makes this matchup so exciting. Regis Prograis is excited and ready to face Jack Catterall on August 24th in front of the enthusiastic UK fans. He believes that winning this fight will put him in a good position for a world title shot against one of the champions in the 140-pound division. Prograis has a strong chance to come out on top because Catterall tends to tire out quickly. Catterall usually fights well for the first 6 rounds, but then he starts to slow down, holding and running away in the later rounds. If Prograis can manage to cut off the ring and deal with Catterall's clinching tactics, he can land heavy punches each time Catterall tries to hold. This strategy could lead Prograis to victory. Prograis, a former WBA and WBC light welterweight champion, has a record of 29 wins, 2 losses, and 24 knockouts. Catterall, on the other hand, has a record of 29 wins, 1 loss, and 13 knockouts. The two fighters met today for their kickoff press conference to promote their big fight on August 24th at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, England. The event will be broadcast live on DAZN. Regis Prograis, who was 35 years old, knows that his fight against Jack Catterall is a must-win. He lost his WBC 140-pound title to Devin Haney on December 9th last year. The loss came after a tough 12-round unanimous decision at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Many fans believe that Prograis was at a disadvantage in that fight because Haney reportedly rehydrated by gaining 25 pounds. Going from 140 to 165 pounds. This significant weight gain made Prograis feel like he was fighting a much bigger opponent, almost like a super middleweight, which gave Haney a huge advantage. For the upcoming fight against Catterall, Prograis doesn't have to worry about a size difference. However, he will have to handle Catterall's tricky fighting style, which is similar to Shakur Stevenson's. This style involves a lot of holding, hitting, and running, along with a very defensive approach. Winning rounds could be challenging for Prograis, especially since the fight is taking place in the UK. The British crowd and judges might favor their home fighter, Catterall, which means Prograis will need to be very convincing in his performance to secure a win. It would be wise for Regis Prograis to aim for a knockout in his fight against Jack Catterall. This way, he wouldn't have to rely on the judges, who can be unpredictable. Regis Prograis believes his fight against Jack Catterall is the biggest matchup in the 140-pound division without a title on the line. We were supposed to fight a few years ago, but it never happened. Now this is the best time, Prograis said during today's kickoff press conference for their August 24th fight on DAZN. This fight is crucial for Prograis, and he is determined to win and move closer to his goal of becoming a 3-time champion. Now let's take a look at some of their last performances. Jack Catterall vs. Josh Taylor 2. May 25th, Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall faced each other again in a highly anticipated rematch. Their first fight in 2022 was controversial, as Taylor won by a split decision that many fans questioned. This time, however, the outcome was different. The fight was closely contested over 12 rounds, but the judges gave Catterall the victory on all 3 scorecards. After the fight, Catterall reflected on the results, saying, "It's bittersweet tonight. No world titles. I can close that chapter with Josh Taylor. I took more risks this time." Prominent figures in boxing, Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, both expressed their dissatisfaction with the judges' scores. Hearn was puzzled by the whole margins, while Arum was outspoken in his criticism. "Those scorecards were a disgrace. I felt bad for Josh. I really thought he won that fight," Arum said in the ring afterward. Jack Catterall vs. Jorge Linares. Jack Catterall put on a strong performance and pulled ahead decisively against Jorge Linares. Linares, a well-respected veteran, still had some dangerous moves despite his age. Early in the fight, both boxers were cautious and respectful of each other's skills. Linares, with his speed and experience, managed to win some of the early rounds. However, Catterall stuck to his game plan and made sure to stay close to Linares, forcing the older fighter to use up his energy. As the fight progressed, the difference in stamina became more apparent. By the 7th round, Linares, at 38 years old, started to show signs of fatigue. Catterall nearly scored a knockout in the 5th round when he landed a powerful left hook and nearly finished the fight. However, he hesitated to fully commit, giving Linares a chance to recover. In the end, Catterall established a clear lead and secured a convincing victory. Jack Catterall vs. Dara Foley. 15 months after his controversial loss to Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall made a strong return to the ring, and there was no sign of rust. In his latest bout to the AO Arena, Catterall faced an Irish fighter based in Australia. He put on a dominant performance, dropping his opponent twice, once in the 7th round and again in the 9th. Catterall earned a unanimous decision victory after 10 rounds. With this win, Catterall not only claimed the WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight title, but also positioned himself for another chance at a world title. Now let's take a look at some of the Prograis fights. Regis Prograis vs Tyrone McKenna. Regis Prograis defeated Tyrone McKenna with a 6th round TKO in a fight that showcased Prograis' superior firepower. Prograis dropped McKenna in the 2nd round. Despite McKenna's resilience and effort, he couldn't match Prograis' skill and power. The bout was stopped in the 6th round due to a cut above McKenna's eye. Although McKenna had his best round in the 5th, but still likely didn't win it. Prograis acknowledged McKenna's toughness, explaining he had to adjust his strategy to box more. Prograis also called out Jack Catterall after the fight, aiming for a future matchup. Regis Prograis vs Danielito Zorrilla. Regis Prograis successfully defended his title against Danielito Zorrilla at the Smoothie King Center. Prograis won by split decision, with 2 judges scoring the fight 118-109 and 117-110 in his favor, while the 3rd judge gave the win to Zorrilla with a score of 114-113. Prograis admitted after the fight that he wasn't pleased with his performance. "My performance was... I can admit to myself it wasn't a good performance," he said. Prograis felt the pressure of fighting in his hometown, which affected his game. "I felt the hometown jitters. The hometown fights, they are the worst. I got the job done, I kept the belt. I'm happy about that, but I'm definitely not happy about my performance." Zorrilla stepped in as a late replacement for undefeated Australian fighter Liam Barrow, who had to pull out due to an injury. Despite the short notice, Zorrilla put up a strong fight. After the bout, Prograis and Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn discussed future options for the 140-pound division. Hearn mentioned potential matches against big names like Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis. He noted, "There are plenty of options for Prograis' next fight. I think the great thing about tonight is that there will be a lot of people interested in fighting him now." Prograis, who had previously lost his WBA title to Josh Taylor in 2019, successfully defended his title for the first time. In the 3rd round, Prograis dropped Zorrilla with a left hand and seemed to build momentum. But Zorrilla's defensive tactics and Prograis' own hesitation kept the fight competitive. Regis Prograis vs Jose Zepeda. Regis Prograis had been searching for a chance to prove himself as one of the world's top fighters. He seized that opportunity and delivered an impressive performance. Prograis knocked out Jose Zepeda in the 11th round to win the vacant WBC Junior Welterweight Championship. In the early rounds, both fighters were cautious, focusing on their jabs and trying to gauge each other's timing and distance. Zepeda had the upper hand in the 1st round, but Prograis adjusted his strategy midway through the 2nd round, using his southpaw stance. Prograis started landing powerful left-hand counters and quick jabs, gaining control of the fight. Zepeda, known for his bravery, kept pressing forward despite Prograis' growing dominance. By the end of the 4th round, Prograis' relentless pressure was taking a toll on Zepeda, who also suffered a cut above his left eye. In the middle rounds, it became clear that Zepeda needed a new approach. However, he continued to rely on his jab, which had been ineffective against Prograis. As Zepeda struggled to keep up, Prograis tightened his grip on the fight. Zepeda showed a burst of energy in the 10th round, landing a big overhand left and following up with several clean shots. This brief resurgence led to an exciting exchange, with both fighters trading punches in a thrilling display of skill and heart. But Zepeda's comeback was short-lived. Prograis landed a powerful left hand that wobbled Zepeda. Sensing the end was near, Prograis aggressively attacked, pinning Zepeda against the ropes and delivering a series of heavy punches. One final left hand sent Zepeda to the canvas just as the referee was stepping in to stop the fight. The knockout came 0 minutes 59 seconds of the 11th round. According to the CompuBox, Prograis outlanded Zepeda 156-66 in punches. Can Prograis come out on top? Or is it the victory written in the stars for Catterall? Share your thoughts in the comments below.